Today we're checking out the Victory Kraken Distortion pedal. So this is the new high gain pedal from the new pedal line from Victory Amplification. If anyone is unaware, Victory Amplification is a company based out of the UK. They make awesome amplifiers, great cabinets. They make some of these really cool two preamp pedals I've gotten to sit with at NAMM that sound awesome. And now they have this new line of pedals that's based around their amplifier line. These pedals are also made by Thorpe for Victory Amplification out of the UK. And Thorpe, if anyone isn't aware, is a UK-based pedal company, very boutique, very high-end. I'm actually going to be demoing one of their fuzz pedals in the near future. They make great stuff, so I was expecting a lot with these pedals, and I definitely wasn't disappointed with the Kraken. So the Kraken is based around the distortion in their Kraken amplifier. I would say it's their flagship metal amplifier, and it's based around kind of like a 5150-ish sort of voicing. Very modern, tight, aggressive, can get very saturated, kind of upper mid focused, but not a ton of, of those British mid ranges that you'd find in something like a Marshall or an Orange amplifier. This is very much an American voice kind of distortion. So the pedal is pretty simple. You got your 3-band EQ, your bass, middle, and treble, and you have your volume and gain. That's it. So there's not a whole lot to say about the pedal. I just want to get to how great it sounds because I really genuinely like this thing and think it sounds awesome. I plugged it in and immediately got a super good metal sound. And because this is 5150-ish, I was thinking, let's get kind of a mid-2000s like metalcore vibe going. So I'm going to have this going into the clean channel of my BE50 Deluxe, and then that's going to be going into my 2-Notes Captor Axe with an IR blend of my DV77 and VM1265, and we're going to hear that outside of a mix with all that same stuff. Let's check it out. So to put it simply, I love this distortion pedal. This might be my favorite distortion pedal ever. I mean, I love 5150, so I might be biased, but it nails it. It's got that tightness, it's got that wideness and that upper mid, almost kind of nasal bite to it that really enhances that pick attack and sits super well in a mix. It's just aggressive and mean. I just absolutely adore this pedal. It took me 5 seconds to get an awesome sound out of it, and I immediately just started riffing away on it, which is definitely a good sign that the pedal is pretty rad. And it doesn't have a lot of the problems that other distortion pedals have, where it can be kind of flubby or wooden sounding or almost fuzzy or too distorted in areas where you wouldn't want it, or the mid-range sweep on them can be very weird. This just felt like I was dialing in a 5150, and it sounded great, as you were able to hear. I feel like the magic in this thing is definitely in the mid-range. Like, I feel like if it sits around like 9 to like 11:30, you get this wonderful, just wide but still aggressive sound without it being too scooped. Lower than that, it gets to like a scooped 90s death metal thing, and more than that, I feel like it kind of gets nasal. But it just sounds phenomenal into a clean channel. Now, it's not great as a preamp, just into the effects loop return, but it's not really designed to do that. That'd be more of something like their tube preamp pedal, which I would love to try and actually compare these two. And I would actually really love to compare all three, the distortion pedal to the preamp pedal to the actual Kraken, which I've gotten to try a little bit. I got to try that when I was on holiday in the UK at Anderton's once, and that amp was absolutely a beast. But I would love to have more of them on the channel, and I would love to compare all three versions of this Kraken that they have out now. Leave a comment down below if you want to check that out. I'm going to have a link to this pedal and the other pedals in this line. And thank you for watching, guys. Stay metal.